Greetings, I am Baron Jean de Chauliac of the Borealis Culinary Guild, and today I'll be doing the recipe Icelandic Chicken. The recipe itself first appears in the book in Old Icelandic Medical Miscellany. The recipe I'll be using comes from the website Caradox Miscellany. There'll be a link to the website in the description of the video. The recipe itself is a very simple recipe. It's basically chicken and bacon encased in a dough. The recipe is very good for feast because it can be done the night before or the day of an event. It makes a wonderful spectacle at the table when the diners get to break open the casing and have the chicken and bacon that's inside. Also, the bread can be easily colored by using saffron or parsley or even beet juice to other colors. So if doing a heraldic feast, it's very easy to color your dough to match whatever theme is going on. For the recipe, we're going to need a full chicken, which we'll later cut in half, a package of bacon, about 5 to 6 tablespoons of sage, 5 cups of flour, 1.5 to 1 3/4 cups of water, and more flour to flour our surface for rolling out our dough. Before we start our recipe, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. So the first thing we're going to want to do is mix our flour and our water. What we're looking at doing is trying to get a thick or a stiff dough. So after you add the flour and water, knead together until you get something a bit like that. Separate it out until about 2 equal halves and put aside for later. Next, you have to chop up your sage. Take your sage leaves, make a nice stack, and then and the last thing we do is we cut our chicken in half. Now we're all prepared to start rolling it out the dough. First one we want to do is we want to flour our surface a little bit. And take one of our halves of dough and punch it down a little bit. We got a rolling pin. When it gets to about a size when you can cover about half a chicken, sprinkle on your sage. Make sure you get it all over. A good layer of sage will add a nice flavor. Take your bacon. Lay down strips of bacon. Once you're at the middle, you're going to take half a chicken. Yeah, that's good. And then we wrap. Make sure you have a bit of water so you can seal around the edges. Trying to get a good seal around everything. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then you're just going to take a regular bread pan. Again, make sure all these little seams are sealed. And you're going to turn your chicken, seam side down, into the bread pan. I made a second one and put it in a disposable bread pan because sometimes if you're doing a feast, you don't want to, or you can't find enough bread pans. This is a really good option for this dish. So now they'll both go in the oven at 350 for 2 hours. Another good reason to have the bigger pan is sometimes the grease will come out over the edge of the container, so it really helps to have a larger pan for it. Okay, after 2 hours of cooking, take these out of the oven. You'll see it's nice and brown, and there's grease in the bottom of the pan. Don't worry about that. The bread dough will soak that up. Now I got them put on a cooling rack, and they're going to cool for about 10 minutes before we crack them open, because right now if we crack them open, they'll melt our faces. Okay, it's had a few minutes to cool, so we're going to take it. Move it over to our plate. And there we go. Icelandic chicken.